I went to a photography expo to buy myself a gimbal so I can make my content suck less. This is day 2 out of 5 of the 5-day Expo Blitz, where every day I hit one event in Toronto. Wednesday was ProFusion Expo at the Metro Convention Center. It was an event for photographers, videographers, and content creators. My main mission was to buy a phone stabilizer. Or a gimbal. I had my eyes on the DJI OSMO Mobile for a while now. Since I've been going to these events, getting pictures and video for over a year right now, I thought it was time to upgrade my equipment from a phone on a stick. And I knew that this event would be selling them and would have great deals as well. Or so I thought. The other big objective was to just go and learn. I can go to some panels, talk to some other content creators, and perhaps talk to some of the exhibitors so I can better understand how to use the few equipment that I do have. Walking into this event, I knew it was the real deal. All the big exhibitors were there. Sony, Nikon, Fujifilm, and Canon. Plus you had other great brands in there, like Newer, Blackmagic Design, and of course DJI. I didn't beeline right to DJI right away. I did my typical thing where I walked around, checked out some of the exhibits, seeing what was going on before I made my play. Eventually though, DJI was right there and I had to see what they had. So they were really promoting a lot of their mobile camera drones. But of course, they did have their Osmo gimbals as well, the mobile or the action shot or the pocket, right? And so I asked them, you got the DJI OSMO Mobile 6? And they were like, yeah, sure. But they didn't actually have any deals on them. So the whole kind of point of going to this event, or one of the big points, was seeing if I can get a good deal on some new equipment. And the one item I wanted, they didn't have a deal. So throughout this event, I'm going to end up bouncing back and forth to the DJI booth. I tend to just do that at some of these events. I'll sort of bounce around and wander about. But I kept coming back to them, kind of hoping, maybe even coping, that something would pop up, but it was cope. There was no sale for the Osmo Pro 6. Anyways, knowing I'm still going to kind of get it, maybe, I decided to kind of go around and at least talk to the other exhibitors and perhaps even see if there was other exhibitors that had their own gimbal at a better price and check them out. So there was always, of course, the big four, big camera technology companies like Nikon, Sony. So I went over to the Nikon booth and they had an amazing setup. They had this sort of really cool photo booth opportunity here. They made it like this old school Americana type of sit down, get your photo picture. They had places where you could kind of see and talk to people and learn more about the equipment. And around the back, they actually had this model with a proper lit up set there. And there was tons of people just getting pictures of her, getting some videos, testing out some new equipment. And yeah, it was really cool. I then waltzed over to the Blackmagic Studios booth. But at this point, I didn't actually realize that they were the DaVinci Resolve guys. So as of now, I edit on CapCut. It gets the job done, but I would love to make that jump into DaVinci Resolve. Part of the reason why I haven't done it yet, I have it on my computer, but the first time I tried it, it was really laggy and really sluggish. I didn't have it optimized properly. Thankfully though, when I was actually bringing this up, they showed me how to fix that. I got a video of them going through the options, making sure that all the frame rates are on the right proper settings, ensuring so that way I can attempt, eventually when I do jump back into it, I can have a much smoother experience and get a much better editing system in play. Right across from them was Newer. And once again, they're selling a whole ton of different equipment. They got mics, lights, not their own stabilizers, but some other different camera equipment. And they were also really helpful. I had some questions about my lav mics, and one person there was just really helping me out, making sure that I had the right settings on them, ensuring that I wasn't accidentally recording into the memory. As long as I was recording, it was being stored into the phone memory. So they helped out a lot. All the booths were really helpful and helped me understand what I was actually doing. So now I'm pretty amped and we have to go back to the Osmo Mobile 6. I got back to the booth and I'm like, you know what? Sell price or no sell price, let's just buy it. I'm gonna get it anyways. Whatever. So they redirect me to this other section of ProFusion Expo where you're actually meant to make a purchase. So this part here was way in the back. You'd ask them, hey, what item you want? And they'll be like, okay, do we have that in inventory? And then you would make a purchase. But here's where the other stupid kind of thing jumped into play here. They didn't have any stock at the event. There was no inventory here. So what would happen is you would go up to them and say, hey, I want to buy this item right here. They would give it to you at the discounted price for the event promotion, but they didn't have inventory on stock. They would say, okay, yeah, now go to one of our actual locations, show them this receipt, and you can just pick it up and walk away. Or we'll ship it to you. Once again, I'm kind of like, WTF. Like I get it. Obviously, they don't want to be holding inventory in the back of this event's place. Like, that's how you get stuff stolen. It would be a logistical nightmare. But the whole point of this event for me, I was like, oh man, I'm going to pick this thing up, and then day 3, 4, and 5, I can use this new gimbal at newer events. Kind of impulsive like that. I was just like, well, crap. Now what? Still at the event anyways, might as well spending the time networking and still trying to learn. So I head off to one of the panels. So this panel here was hosted by Ko-Fi, ya boy, and it was excellent. It was all about content creation, understanding how to utilize each and different type of platform, how to monetize. Like, I learned a lot. I got to ask a couple of questions. It was a great panel. I then continue going around the event space, getting a few more pictures, a little bit more video. Sony, they also had another area set up where they had a model and you can go in there, get some pictures. One booth had all the lights, like the professional lighting that you needed to like set up proper shots, something that obviously I'm not doing right now. Either way though, I still don't have my OSMO Mobile 6, so I gotta complete the mission. Off to Best Buy. 7 p.m. or so around Toronto, walking around, head up to Yonge and Dundas to one big Best Buy there by the mall. Walk in and beeline to the camera equipment. And there it was, or at least the display model. I chased down some store staff. I'm like, please give me, I need this right now. I indulged the impulse. And so yeah, they had some in stock and I made the purchase. And so here we are. Got this guy all set up here, and the question became, am I able to use it right? Because I've tried one of these before and there is a little bit of a learning curve behind it, and you will see that in the later events that I attend. And that was day 2 of the Expo Blitz. I upgraded my equipment, learned a whole ton about both software and the hardware and the equipment that I already had, and it was just great getting more content for my blog and just being around some cool events in Toronto. The real question though is, will I be able to use this thing properly, or will it have to be trial by fire in order to understand how to properly get a stabilized shot? Well, tune in for the next vlog where I head off to the Waste and Recycling Expo and even a bonus event where I actually test out this gimbal and see what I can do with it. If you want to see what that bonus event is, and it's a real cool one, be sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.